Every now and then, Steam throws us a bone and marks a game as a free to keep. Usually I'm skeptical, but this week I saw Wild Terra 2 New Lands pop up. Claims to be a hardcore sandbox MMORPG. The question is it actually worth the drive space or is it free for a reason? I played it for a couple hours, so you don't have to, and here's what happened. Right off the bat, we're in the character creation, and honestly, it's pretty much non-existent. You can pick a gender, skin tone, hair color, and that is about it. But I have to give them bonus points. They actually included my hairstyle in the game. Bold. Perfection. Once you're done, you wake up on a ship floor, stark naked, with the raking headache. Classic MMO start right. Game immediately hits you with a small tutorial on movement, and right here, I started getting some serious Ultima Online and RuneScape vibes. You grab some clothes, chat with the chef, and he hands you a knife. You know what comes next. You go into the warehouse and kill a rat. You can really feel the old school nature of the game here. Doesn't matter what year it is, we're always killing rats in the tutorials. Naturally, after all that violence, you cook the rat meat. Pretty clear early on that food and survival mechanics are going to be a huge part of the loop here. The rest of the ship tutorial is a mix of gathering firewood, wrecking walls, and I'm not kidding, throwing cannonballs at sharks. The real kick is how you leave the tutorial. You load yourself into the catapult and launch yourself into the mainland. For some reason, the physics of this launch strip you of all of your clothes. So welcome to the mainland, naked again. This is where the core sandbox loop kicks in. You start hitting trees, mining stone, and hunting for food. Once you have the resources, place down something called a dominium. This is basically the heart of your base. Claims a small plot of land where you can start building. First comes the bed, then the campfire. Finally, after hunting enough animal hides, you can craft a full set of clothes. No more running around naked in the cold world. One of the coolest surprises in the early game was the taming system. It's not just to press a button, you have to slow them down with the web, capture them, and then feed them until they trust you. You can even tame battle pets. I got myself a fox. Once it hits level 5, it actually fights for you. Here, I also took a quick peek at the cash shop. It looks purely cosmetic, which is quite a relief, I think. Though, some of these skins are, let's say, inspired. There's a bag here that looks exactly like it was ripped straight from The Witcher. Gameplay-wise, this feels a lot like Albion Online to me, but with a bit more hand-holding and quest structure. Speaking of quests, we got sent to the graveyard, kill skeletons. Usually sandbox MMOs compensate for the lack of content with some insane grind, but this wasn't too bad. I only had to kill 3 of these skeletons. The hard part was actually finding them, because the game is free right now. Area was absolutely packed with other players. Seeing all these player plots and people running around, it actually made it feel like a true MMORPG. The music helps too. Got this soft ambient vibe. That shift into high energy battle music when you fight. It's a really nice touch. Eventually, we hit our first dungeon. When I say this was straightforward, I mean it was literal straight line. Kill skeletons, walk forward, find boss. I picked the normal difficulty, and it was pretty much smooth sailing until the boss fight. He absolutely wrecked me. But my fox pet is the MVP here. Finished off the boss while I was dead. I respawned, ran back, and the loot was waiting for me. And it was a lot of loot, which was a happy surprise. Which does bring me into one of the biggest gripes, inventory management. Early on, before you can actually build big chests, you're constantly playing Tetris. There's just so much stuff to collect. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the hunger system. In games like this, it often feels completely unnecessary. Just a chore that interrupts the fun. But yeah, after the dungeon, we got a mount. Not a horse, it's a goat. And just look at this thing. Pretty majestic. At this point, I'd be playing for about 2 hours, crafted some copper gear, I built a raft, and I was ready to sail to the main continent. I do feel like the tutorial island does a pretty solid job for prepping you before the world opens up. So what's the real verdict here? I went in with the zero expectations, and honestly, I was quite pleasantly surprised. While Terra 2 nails that old school sandbox vibe, if you enjoyed games like Ultima Online, RuneScape, or even Albion, want something a little more structured, I feel like you should definitely check this out. Especially if you manage to snack it for free, ticks all the right boxes for a cozy, grindy sandbox adventure. I might actually keep this one installed and check it out how far I can make it. Yeah, tell me in the comments if you played Wild Terra 2, how are we feeling about it? Does it get better or worse later on? If you enjoy this kind of videos, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.